All right. It's running.
All right. I am currently recording.
Me too.
All right. Wonderful. Okay. So the first thing we usually do here on the show is it's a little improv exercise that I like to do that one warms us up, gets our funny bones all loosened and ready to roll. And also this helps me sync the audio later when we edit.
Okay.
So it serves a double purpose. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to form a full sentence together, going one word at a time. So you'll say a word, I'll say another word, and then we'll just try to make a sentence together.
Okay.
All right. So whenever you're ready, we can get started with that.
Duck.
Duck.
Quack.
In.
The.
River.
That.
Flows.
Wide.
Into.
The.
Ocean.
But.
There.
May.
Be.
Another.
Ocean. It's one long river. It goes across the entire. And I think that'll be good. That'll be plenty. Yeah. All right. So welcome everyone. I am here with the multi-talented Mike Atchley. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us all about what you do, your New Jersey Web Fest accolades and all of that.
Hey everybody. So I'm Mike Atchley. What I do is I am an audio engineer, audio producer. I created the Dice Tower Theater Presents Dawn of Dragons. It's where I first got started into podcasting. From there, we actually won 27 awards across the world.
Holy shit!
Kind of took that on a tour for the most part. Had fun.
The world circuit.
Absolutely. When the Web Fests first started opening up to audio, we were one of the first ones to kind of jump into it. And because of that, we kind of trailblazed a little bit with other shows in trying to get Web Fest creators to understand that there's value in just an audio production instead of it just always being audio and visual. The first couple shows we went to, our shows would show up on the screen and all the film guys would kind of like look at each other going, what the hell is this? And then we'd sit down afterwards. It's like, okay, so I'm telling this story in a different way because I don't know camera. I don't know any of that, but I know audio. Right. So, And I want to take people for a journey through that. So this last year at New Jersey, I was honored to receive the William DeFreeze Those Who Dare Win Award.
Yeah.
And that award is given out to creators in the community that are, they live up to the tenets of William DeFreeze. He was the voice of Bob the Builder, and he had 200 different shows.
I remember watching Bob the Builder as a kid.
Absolutely.
Whenever he said, "Can we fix it?" I would defiantly say, "No, we can't." And that's where all of my problems began.
Yeah, it becomes so much more clear when you think of it that way, right? So, 'cause I can agree with that. So I saw in his roster of work, as I discovered more about what he had done, he had started up several different collaborative companies that were all built in the audio space. He was the voice of Judge Dredd in the BBC production of it for audio drama. So I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Judge Dredd. I like
that's some range right there. You got Bob the Builder and then you got Judge Dredd. Like those are two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Absolutely. So just a fantastic guy. So that was a big surprise.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like when you went up there to receive the award, like there was not a dry eye in the gala that day when you had your acceptance speech and everything.
It was an amazing time with amazing people. I mean, everybody in that room was friendly.
No, the whole festival was amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's the key is the community.
Absolutely,
it's such a great community of collaborators. Like everybody in that room, I could see holding that same award. Absolutely. Because there's not one person there that wasn't like, through the 3 days that we were all hanging out, 4 days, you had so many different conversations that were happening in between the screenings or at the bar or what have you, where we were all like, hey, what are you working on next? Oh, cool. You need help. Can I help you with these things? Or it's just really cool to see everybody come together trying to get their art across.
Yeah, absolutely. Like even with the film people, like those screenings, I really like how they did it. Because the screenings, it was a mix of both. Like you had audio dramas and you had actual play and you had just short films, like all like intermixed in between. And it was very interesting. Like I don't know how many screenings you went to. I went to 2 of them total. The one that, my show was in. And then also like it just so happened like when Chrissy and I first got there, it was like on a Thursday night. It was like the first one that we were able to get to. And both of those screenings, there was a lot of good stuff, like on all fronts, like audio, actual play, like even the stuff that wasn't in English was like engrossing, like some of it.
Absolutely.
There's talent comes from everywhere.
You got it. I mean, so for me, I went to, I tried to go to all of them just because I want to be there to support and what have you. But on Thursday, I ducked out. I did the first screening of the day and then I did the last screening of the day. And so I caught yours. I remember it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was the Friday, I think.
Oh, that's right. So never mind. Yeah. So Friday was yours. So I can't remember what happened on Thursday night, but anyways, I had first and last because we had to run up to the city real quick. But other than that, I caught all the screenings. Yeah, a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Like while I was watching it, I was like, oh wow, this guy's like, I gotta check out this guy's YouTube channel. Like this is some cool stuff. Like this is interesting. And what was it? Something like The Woman from Mars or something.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking hilarious.
Absolutely, such a great creator too.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of cool stuff. I really appreciate that you enjoyed what I had to show. Because I did what was it? I commissioned an animator to like help me out with the visual aspect of it. Because I liked it. Like I do feel like, as audio does have its merits for sure. We can both agree on that. But like in the modern day where we are, people's attention spans are so shot that if you don't have something to look at, they're going to disengage, look at their phone while they're listening to it and not absorb anything. That's what, at least my experience with it. That's what a lot of people who aren't in the audio spheres tell me, like my coworkers and stuff. They're like, oh, you got to get into animation. I'm like, I don't animate. I don't have that skill set. I don't have like fucking 5 months to learn how to draw like that.
It's true.
But, I can get an animator to help me out. And instead of, a full animation, just give me the key frames and like bounce in between them. And that's all you need. And like subtitles, of course, because you need that impact text to so I'm trying to like get into that, and I do feel like that had an impact for sure.
It did. It was a great show. So the room itself was laughing, and that's the biggest compliment you can have as a creator, especially when you're doing comedy.
I was beaming ear to ear during that part. I'm glad that you were there for that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And so, and I agree with you with the visual aspect, right? So one thing I've learned over time, right, is when you think of a theater and you're going to a theater, and that's where we're doing these showings most of the time. It's a theater type setting. LA was the same way. Baltimore is the same way. Miami's the same way, where it's all like a theater setting or a meeting room or what have you. We're all doing a screening together.
Yeah.
Conventions, same thing. But when it shows up with the audio stuff, when
it's just a still image.
Yeah, still image, maybe a waveform and subtitles. People disengage, or they have to change their mindset. Now they're looking inward instead of looking at the screen as much.
Yeah.
And you're right when you say that they lose interest. And I always remember there's an article I read years ago when I was doing a lot of like corporate training stuff. When I was helping design it, and it was people's attention spans only can go to about 40 minutes before they just like shut down anyways.
Right.
And it's even worse when it's audio.
Now it's 40 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Feels like with TikTok and all that.
You got
Forget about it.
There was a show, name drop a little bit, but there's a show, Ninth World Journal, great creator, awesome show. His episodes, David S. Deere, his episodes are relatively short. They're like between 8 to 12 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice little adventure, and what have you. Those seem to work really well.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one compliment I had in my early episodes of Dice Tower was, hey, your stuff's less than 20 minutes, so that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, cool. Later episodes got a little bit longer. I got up into
right
like
as
30 minutes.
As what happens. Yeah. there is a certain challenge to pinning yourself to a certain length of time in episodes. I find, like, there was one, I did a Christmas special last year that what I had to do, I literally was forced to keep it at 10 minutes or less because it was part of an anthology series that W. Keith Timms was running at the time called Equinox, where the premise was like everybody, like creators around the audiosphere, would all contribute a 10 or less minute long episode of fiction, all surrounded by a central theme. And so the theme was unexpected gifts because it was the winter solstice.
I don't remember putting up all these Christmas decorations last night. My wizard hat seems to be clear of coal as well. Oh, how unexpected. A gift.
But he was very strict about that. It had to be 10 minutes, and then you got 1 minute extra for credits. And that was it. So I had a script, and I recorded everything myself just to, like, check to see how long it would end up being. And I think the original runtime was like 13 minutes. I had to pare down the script. I had to take 3 minutes of the script out of it.
Oh, man.
And the challenge there was like, okay, what do I cut? What do I keep? And some of that was like not even whole lines, but like segments of lines that would add up over time.
That's a wild concept.
Yeah, I think it ended up being like 9:59 or something. Like, it was right on the line. But I did it, and it came out. It's still one of my, I'm still really proud of that episode. It came out really good. And plus, it works as a standalone, and also it is kind of an interstitial between seasons 3 and 4.
That's fantastic. It reminds me, so talk about short form, little snippets. During the pandemic, right, during the shutdown, there was a group of us off of a Discord chat. It was the Cast Junkie server. And that's where a lot of us kind of met each other. So Cast Junkie was a huge podcast supporter. Zach Old, he's a fantastic human being. And he just kind of opened up this Discord where we all joined and just talked, and we could have our own little rooms. We could talk to everybody. We could brag about the stuff we were doing, talk shop, that kind of a thing. And a group on there created a podcast anthology that it had to be less than 60 seconds.
Oh, wow. That's a challenge.
Yeah. And the thought was these are shows that you can wash your hands to. So you put that on that you can wash your hands. So you're washing your hands right. So we all did something and committed to it. Like mine was a 60-second audio drama about, I wrote it about like COVID, but from the eyes of the virus. So it's like,
oh shit.
Yeah. So it's like this little child named Covey. And then there was the father talking to Covey. Covey, watch out. Here comes the water, that kind of a thing. You hear somebody like singing the ABCs as they all die.
Oh,
so, no. Everybody's like, that's really dark. I'm like, that's what I write.
Yeah. So there is, I do have like a mini series that I kind of did back, a few years back with my friend Gavin. It was called Wizards in My City, where it's fully improvised and they would be very short. I think the longest one we ever did was like 8 minutes. And that was like, most of them were like 2 to 4 minutes. And it was just about this guy named Daniel. He's just a regular guy who lives in Milwaukee or whatever. And Azataz is his roommate in their apartment together.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a central theme was that Daniel would die horribly in every episode, and then like in the next episode he would just nothing has happened. It's almost like in South Park when Kenny dies in the next episode, it's not even touched on that he's dead.
Azataz, we need to make money. I'm out of a job. I don't even know how I survived that one.
We didn't, Daniel.
What?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to Kenny? Well, does it matter?
Yeah, no.
No.
He's back.
He's back.
Yeah. So like exactly, like playing to the short form of it, because like those, like Gavin and I, we would like sit down for like on a Discord call like this, and we would both like have our audio like recording. We would record like a good 5-6 of them at a time. And then I would just edit them and then just release them slowly over like that would be good for like 6-7 months. Like whenever I would get around to editing one, I would just like it would take like, not even a half hour to edit it because they're short. It's real easy to pump one out.
Absolutely. The other challenge you have with the length of audio, right?
Yeah.
And keeping everybody's attention is with the WebFest. We've talked before about, hey, could we do a premiere? Could we do some of these things? And you just can't. There's no way that you can hold the audience for, a 20-minute episode, 30-minute episode, let alone some of the episodes that some of our brothers and sisters in the community do. Where have you ever heard of the Modus Files? Yes, that absolutely.
Yes, that's Chrissy, my friend Chrissy that you met at the WebFest a couple of weeks ago. She's like one of the producers for that and also one of the main characters. Those episodes are like fucking 2 hours long.
Yeah, they are.
I'll put it this way: I'm in the show. I've never listened to a single episode.
I'm
in the show. I couldn't tell you what episodes I'm in because like there's a barrier to entry. Plus, I'm not like a huge fan of Fallout either. But like, Chrissy needed a quick voice for like a one-off character. I'm like, oh, I'm happy to do that. I love doing voices and shit. So that was the thing there.
It depends on the way it's being delivered.
Yeah.
If it is just straight audio drama, like let's see, there's in the Copperheart audio drama, he's got some long episodes. Michael does. Mm-hmm. Michael J. Rigg, and they're good, but it's solid audio drama. There's no narration. So, and it all takes place kind of in a bunker, kind of thing. They're great. They're entertaining, but it's hard to hold your audience when they don't know kind of what's going on.
Right.
They have to be in the right mindset. So some people will actually, the conversations I've had with people, they're like, they have a bean bag. Or they have their listening couch. They have a Snuggie, like my pizza one behind me here.
Oh yeah, so, yeah, I see it.
So you put that on, you put on the headphones, and you just like chill out for an hour to try and push yourself through it. But it becomes a bit of an Olympic event.
Yeah, honestly, I do feel that same way. Like if there's an audio thing and I'm not doing something else, it's hard to keep my focus. Like, I need to, like, I'll go on a walk and put a podcast on, or I'll be cooking dinner, or I'll be, playing a video game. Like there has to be something else that I'm doing to keep one part of my brain entertained while the audio drama is going in the back, to keep my other part of my brain entertained. Like, it's a delicate balance. And I can't, like, there's certain things that'll obviously, like, take my attention away from it that I, like a video game with a lot of dialogue, for example, or if I'm browsing Instagram, that'll take my attention away from what I'm listening to. So there's certain things that, like, a walk is perfect. I can just walk. I'm keeping my body active, and also, like, my mind is being entertained at the same time.
Absolutely. It's a battle.
Absolutely, yeah. The attention wars is very, very tricky. How much shit there is to keep your focus on what you're not supposed to be focused on, like doom scrolling or social media. Or I'm a big I've been addicted to YouTube for the better part of 2 decades.
Absolutely.
Very much so. Like, that's my primary form of entertainment when I'm not listening to audio dramas. I'm watching YouTube videos about video games and stuff. Meanwhile, I don't even play video games like that anymore.
I understand. Well, I mean, it got to the point where, I loved playing video games for the stories. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to buy that video game. Instead, I'll watch a playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. Save yourself some money.
Exactly. I'll get the whole story of, God of War or whatever, It's just like, cool. All right. I feel better now, that kind of thing. But you're right. In this day and age, and it's probably everybody says this, so I'm probably just repeating what we all have in our mind, but the amount of information we are trained to consume is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's way too much.
And so for you to slow down and say, I'm going to listen to an audio drama, like your mind can't deal with it. You're like, no.
Yeah.
You need to do all these other things. Otherwise, we're going to go crazy.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. It's really hard to, like, the mind is just like, there's so much that you're like, I've taken to now, instead of watching YouTube at night, I've been getting back into reading. Like, I have a nightlight and I have my book. I'm curled up in bed with a book, and I do that instead. And I do feel like there's a lot more calmness to that. I'm able to sleep in silence. And that's something I do all the time, is I would just have a YouTube video go, and like, there's certain YouTubers that I watch just because their voice is able to lull me into sleep.
Ah, okay. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And, fortunately, my TV is set for, like, after a certain amount of inactivity, it turns itself off, so I don't have to worry about any of that. But, yeah, it's a habit I'm trying to wean myself off of. Just because, like, the human mind was not meant to consume rapidly all the time, all day. Every waking hour has to have content in front of you. That's not something that it was meant to do.
Absolutely.
You lose your fucking mind doing that. Like, you get, like, I need to watch a YouTube video while I'm fucking eating. Like, I can't just enjoy the meal and, like, and sit with my thoughts. Like, I have to have content in front of me. Like, I don't know. It's something I'm trying to be more aware of about myself.
Absolutely. It's like the challenge we would throw out to each other as, friends or, with kids or what have you, is try going to the bathroom without your phone.
Yeah. I do that at work now.
Yeah, read the ingredients off that air freshener or whatever. It's like, do something else.
Speaking of distracted, what were we just talking about?
So we talked about the effects of short form theater, and we talked about attention spans.
Yeah.
We talked, and then we talked about getting distracted.
Yeah. Then I lost the plot there. We can shift gears for now, and let's say, like, what are, like, inspirations that brought you to where you are now, like, with your various audio projects and things? Like, what has inspired you to be where you are now?
Yeah, so if I go back to the beginning, just kind of what inspired me to get into, the audio stuff and what have you. I grew up in central Wyoming, out in the middle of nowhere for the most part.
Oh wow, in the woods.
Yeah, it's like we didn't even have woods, right? It's like we're just like it's the plains, and I grew up on this ranch with horses and me, right?
Oh, that's cool.
So, I grew up with two younger sisters, and one Christmas we got a little karaoke machine, and back then there's like the tape decks, right? So it just had like an A/B tape deck on it and a speaker. And as we were playing around with it, I realized that, and I was into music. I was playing, guitar, or I fiddle around with keyboard stuff and what have you. This is like I was in middle school at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I could record myself just playing the crappy drums on a Casio keyboard, right? Just hit like rock
Yeah.
one, bam, and just like hit it, just and and just record that for like 5 minutes on a tape, and then take that tape, put it into the playback, and put another blank tape in the other one, and then record me playing like guitar on it. And
oh shit, okay, so
and then I bounce it. Yeah. So that's where I got into audio bouncing, right? So I'm bouncing with these tracks. Well, over time, you know, as you put more and more tracks on there, the degradation goes down. So it's just this muddy mess. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I find some of these tapes, I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. So that's where I started, because it was kind of necessity, like necessity's mother of invention, right? So I'm like, I wanted to create music, and I couldn't find anybody other than the horses, and my sisters hated me, to record this music with me, right? That got fixed later on, because Becky actually helps me. My youngest sister, she helps me write the music for our show. So
that's awesome.
She's a fantastic musician. But so all that being said, right? So I started there, and then as I got into high school, then I was meeting other musicians and having garage bands, right? So we had these garage,
oh hell yeah,
you know, punk bands and grunge bands and stuff, because this is like the early mid 90s to start off with. Mm-hmm. And then up through until 2000, I left Casper to move down to Colorado because there's more people.
Yeah.
And at that time I was getting into more digital music. So got out playing grunge, and I started getting more into like gothic industrial. And so I got into using samplers and all that during that time. Now, recording at that time, I stopped using an analog 4-track, and I was like, I'm going to use a computer. Cool. This is the way. This is how things are going to move.
That's the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The .com bubble, that'll never
exactly.
burst.
Yeah, everything was great at this time, right? We were all like, hey, you know, I can go down the street and get a job as a computer guy. So in 99, it was 99. We used a Mac Power PC. This guy had like a 226 in it or something like that, and had a 3 gig drive. Okay. Mm-hmm. So when we had to record, we were using Cubase VST24. So it was all 24-bit recording. We'd record a song, and when you get so many tracks in there, when you needed to mix down, like you'd mix it down, you'd put that over on a zip disk, and then you'd wipe it. Because you didn't have any room.
Yeah, you don't have enough storage, yeah.
So you had to do like one song at a time kind of a thing. So we had all kinds of tricks at that point, because we could afford the software. Okay, so we bought that legit, and then we couldn't afford like half the instruments. We had some guitars. We had like a Roland 10 or something like that. It was just a bass synth. At that point, it was like a 32 key keyboard on it, and then we had a drum machine that was a Boss. That was a Boss 505, if I remember right, which it's terrible. Okay, so it's just a really terrible sounding drum machine. It sounds like, again, Casio keyboard, right? So what we did was we bought this program called Kaboom. And if Bill Nyman is listening to this podcast, I'm going to point it out to him so he can hear this, because it's going to make him laugh.
You hear that, Bill?
That's right. Bill, you got to check this out, buddy.
No, he loves this pod. He loves Wizard Scroll.
Absolutely. And if he doesn't now, he's going to. So,
he will. Whether he wants to or not, he will.
Yeah, absolutely. Bill was my partner in crime at this time, and he came from Hewlett, Wyoming. So Hewlett, Wyoming, you see in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's that tiny little town at Devil's Tower. So that's it. Mm-hmm. Like his graduating class was 2 people. So it was Bill and Morgan, and I met them both. So, and then, so it was Bill, and then there was Dave Spethman. And Dave's a phenomenal audiophile. That guy knows a lot. He's a huge inspiration for me. The guy collects vinyl. He knows the ins and outs of every song, going all the way back, all different kinds of pressings, all this stuff. And he was our bassist as well. Fantastic dude. And we all met in sound engineering class at the college. Anyway, so we got this program called Kaboom. And it was designed to just make like little audio beeps for your and alert sounds for your Mac. That's it. Like it was just that kind of waveform editor. It was very simple. We would record a loop of the drum machine playing in one track. Okay. And then we'd cut it to where it was a perfect loop. Then we'd go and we'd record junk. So we'd, hit a filing cabinet, or we'd, throw something down the stairs. I remember we stole, I'm going to say this, and that's okay. You come after me, Nintendo 64. But we stole the screeching train sound from the end of GoldenEye on the train episode for putting into the rhythm. And we would take these things and line them up with the waveform underneath it, and then cut that, mix that down, and then we'd have our own wave that actually sounded like something better. Like we stole a bass drum from like Michael Jackson. It's like, whatever we can find, we're like, yeah, we'll make that, and that became our backing tracks. So again, a lot of necessity, chopping things up. That being said, you look at Skinny Puppy, Nine Inch Nails, all huge Ministry, huge influences on me and my brain, the way I process sounds in that area. I always enjoyed with Skinny Puppy the inclusion of movie samples in their music. They kind of help tell the story and kind of takes you down a different journey in this, this dark music. And that always inspired me to want to tell more stories. So we recorded an album. Our last album in my band at that time, it was Caustic Soul was the name of it. We did a show in Denver where it's all based on World War I. And so we had 12 songs, played through the whole album, and then we linked them all with a through story talking about a soldier.
Oh, wow.
A soldier's experience, right? And
it's really, I love albums like that are interconnected and like have a story to like concept albums.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite stuff.
Absolutely. And that experience was phenomenal. And that also devastated me emotionally. Like I was like, ugh. So I got out of the goth scene at that point, started playing more folk music. I love picking up all kinds of crazy instruments. Behind me, I got an accordion, I got a concertina.
Oh, wow.
I got all kinds of just crazy instruments that I like to pull out and do stuff with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, there was, I did in one of our episodes for Dice Tower, we wanted to have like a hornpipe playing where like all the sailors like kind of dancing and causing trouble. It's a tavern scene. And I'm like, I can't find anything that sounds right. So I ended up recording a little bit off the keyboard that I could with just some, bass, East-West samples, instrument stuff. Put that in there, but I wanted to have some real instruments in there. So I used my concertina. I'm just like honking on the concertina to make it sound more real. And I was like, hey, that's cool. It actually turned out pretty good. So yeah, it's like when I walk back through, I started in live music. We were playing junkyards and VFWs and fire halls and whatever we could get.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing a show in Douglas, Wyoming, which, any listeners here that are from Douglas, you know how small that is. That's fine. We played at the Eagles Lounge there, and they didn't know what they were getting into, having a bunch of punk rock bands there. So they shut us down after the second band, told us that we need to get out. And we were like, okay, we're getting out. So we all stopped off at the McDonald's on our way out. And I'm not kidding when I say 5 trucks of good old boys came in and blocked us in. So we couldn't leave, right? And like the kid came out and all these, these guys, these locals, right? That did not like having the punk rockers from the big city of Casper come in. So Yeah, the kid came out and had a brick through the back window of one of the cars, and
Oh my God.
we took off in another car. We left a couple friends there. We're like halfway
I'm
down.
sure
We're
they
like,
turned out all right.
yeah, they did. They, I guess the cops showed up after that and got them all sorted out so they could leave. But yeah, it was just like that. That's the stuff that we did, and you find ways to make it happen.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like somebody gets a little bit of PA equipment, and another guy gets some PA equipment, and we're all living off of $600 a month.
Mm-hmm.
You live in an apartment that was like $200 back then.
Yeah.
So we're all like just piecing things together so we could play these shows. And, it was an awesome experience. But again, that's when I quit playing music, I went into a dry spell for about 10 years, and I didn't
Really?
Yeah. I didn't want to write. I was emotionally dry. I just it fell into this huge depression. And I was running into personal issues and all this other stuff. And I could not pull myself out. And one guy pulled me out because he's like, Mikey, we need to go to the gym. And I mentioned this at New Jersey Web Fest, and that was Jesse Jerdak. He was always a big supporter of always makes you feel like $1 million. He's just like the warmest person in the world.
Yeah.
So he helped. And then my friend's taking me to see She Kills Monsters. So we went to a production of that downtown here in Denver. You need to see this movie or this play, Mike, because you're an old D&D guy, and I loved D&D growing up. That was like my jam. I would make my own adventures because again, I just had my sisters. So and we would play at recess, me and a couple friends and what have you, and we just always loved it, right? So I'm like, okay, well, we'll go check out the play. I loved the play. The play really struck home. And I looked at everybody and said, that's what I miss. I miss playing D&D. Let's try it. So we started playing. We rolled into our show, or the story with our show, and ran that campaign for 10 years. And it was an amazing experience because I fell in love with the story that we were all creating at the table. And I remember we all loved the story, but nobody, because everybody that plays D&D, you know what I'm going to say. Nobody reads the notes, right?
Yep.
Nobody ever pays attention. So I'm writing the blog post up or whatever, and I'm like, okay, so everybody remember where we're at? And they're like, and I'm like, oh,
Nope.
God bless. So I reiterate it, right? That's where when I started waxing poetic about the story every time, Jolene would sit there and she'd stack dice. And she'd listen. I could tell that she's listening to me, but she's just stacking dice, kind of like we were saying, right? You got to keep your hands busy or something.
Yeah.
So she's over there stacking dice, and everybody else would start stacking dice too. And nobody ever complained about it. And so I'm waxing poetic about it. So that's where Dice Tower Theater came from, was they're making these dice towers.
Oh, wow.
So
you're making okay.
so that's the real story behind that. I didn't even know a dice tower was a thing. But again, I was like, oh, that's a thing. Oh, shoot. And then when I met at Gen Con, there's the guys from Dice Tower, the Dice Tower, right? Their podcast.
Uh-huh.
And I went over and I apologized and said, so I'm Dice Tower Theater. in case, sometimes I think my success is because we're the same name. So I may be stealing your fans, but they're very cool people. So anyways, so got into the writing the story around the show, and I got frustrated. I'm like, okay, let me go back. I'm starting to feel that drive again. I want to try and do something creative again in the audio space.
That's awesome.
I'm going to record a little one-man audio drama thing, like the old radio plays, like the read along with your book crap, right? So I'm like, cool, that's what I'm going to do. So I recorded myself going through the previous game and kind of reading it through, just kind of wrote the high-level story for about 20 minutes kind of thing. And so I put that up on my Facebook, I tagged my crew and my players. I said, now you better pay attention because everybody else on my Facebook knows what you're going. They're going to know more about this than you if you don't pay attention. And they all laughed about it and what have you. They're all good humored people. Well, I got hit up by a friend of mine who runs a very successful fantasy football podcast where, he's racking in 500,000 listens in a month kind of a thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's boom, that's his job. Right. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Mike, you need to do a podcast. I'm like, what the hell's that? He's like, oh, so he explained it to me. He's like, hey, try this out and what have you. And you can do it this way. And I said, okay, well, I'll record the beginning of the story. So we always go back to the prologue, like where the kids came to be. In game terms, I asked everybody at the table, hey, what do you want to be? And you have everybody go, oh, I want to be a knight, or I want to be this, and warlock, that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. So roll up your stats, and I chopped their stats in half and said, okay, now you're a 10-year-old kid, and we're going to find out why.
Oh, wow,
you're that. So it's the prologue area of our story.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, I'm going to record the first 3 of this part of the story, so they can always refer back to it. And that's it. And if it takes off, I told myself, if I get more than 500 listens, then maybe I'll keep going with it. So I put out the first episode and I get like 10, put out the second one, I got like 50, and then put out the third one and got like 1,000, and went, oh my God.
Oh, wow. Damn. Holy shit.
What just happened? So, oh my God. So I was like, well, I guess I'm committed. So I started recording more and started bringing in some friends. Again, Jesse Jurek helped me with the first couple episodes, brought him in, to play the main dad in there. And then, I started bringing in other talent that I met through the podcasting scene. Mm-hmm. And that's where my current biggest influence, it is my partner in crime, Daniel Nichols, who you met out at the New Jersey Web Fest.
Right, yeah.
He's a fantastic individual. Just a warm heart, always supportive, and what have you. He reached out to me. I still remember. He's like, "What is this? Another fantasy podcast that's clean?" Because I think that's part of the reason why we were taken off, was we were one of the few that could mark the clean checkbox for Apple. Because there's really not that many, and so
you're a real trailblazer there.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't think of it. I was used to writing scripts for children's theater. And so never thought about it, Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, this is cool. I'm like, well, yeah, it's not. I mean, we have fantasy violence. That's just the way it is. We got invited over to the PG network at that time, and which is Potacon Go, and they're based out of New Zealand. So Brad from Fate of Ison, and he also does he had a kids show too. Anyways, he put together this network, Elderberry Tales, some other groups, and I met people through there as well, and started bringing them into my show, just to try and get everybody kind of collaborating. Again, it comes back to collaboration, right?
Right.
I remember Chris from the Wildlife podcast. It's this Amazing Wildlife is what it was. So he's doing episodes that teach kids about skunks and penguins and what have you, little facts about them, right?
Okay.
So that's his jam. So I reached out to him and said, hey, okay, I have a voice I want to bring you in on, and bear with me. I want you to voice a dragon turtle. And he goes, you had me at dragon turtle. Let's go.
Yes.
So, he's like, this is so cool. So,
I'm in.
So he had a lot of fun. So bringing, even nonfiction people into the fiction world was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's been a lot of great collaborations over time that I've worked with, and they've all influenced me in some way. Like I've learned so much when I listen to, we all learn along the way, right? Your earlier episodes are
absolutely
always in a pocket that don't compare with your later episodes.
100%. I personally, like my older episodes, I have removed from the face of the earth and replaced with remakes that are doing substantially better. That one of which got me nominated at New Jersey WebFest for 4 awards. So I feel like I made the right call by doing that.
You absolutely did. I mean, you should.
Yeah.
Art should always be mobile or flexible.
Yeah.
Right? If you go back,
it's the same story. It's just it's better pacing. It's better. Like at that point, I was at this for 4 years, and I was a lot. I got a lot better after doing it for 4 years, and like. When you listen to an audio drama, naturally, you're going to gravitate towards the first episode.
Absolutely.
My first episode I was literally sitting there with a blue snowball ice whispering into the mic because I didn't know how to lower the sensitivity, didn't know how to lower the gain on the mic, and like trying to keep it from clipping and failing, and doing voices poorly because I didn't know how to do voices yet, and doing everything myself, and I didn't really know how to edit, and all these other factors, and people go into it and be like, listen to the first 2 minutes, be like, oh, this is fucking awful, and assume the rest of the show's like that. Meanwhile, it's gotten a lot better since then.
That's fantastic.
It was like 6 months of just like grind, and 100% was worth it.
I'm glad you did, because it backs up. So I went back and did the same thing to my first 2 episodes, and I had plans to do like maybe 3, 4 more, and then you kind of blend in with the styles a little bit better. Because my earlier episodes, I was using Audition.
Okay.
And I hate Audition.
Yeah. No, fuck Adobe.
Yeah. It was like, oh, it was just a turd, right? So that's why I was like, I need to get back into non-destructive editing.
Yeah.
I need to find a different DAW. And that's when I discovered Reaper. And I was like, oh, thank God.
Reaper, yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Reaper is my bread and butter for the past like 4 years almost. I got it in... Skylar is actually, from Omega Star 7, is the one who introduced me to Reaper, along with my current entire setup, my microphone, my fucking boom arm, my interface, my cloud lifter, all of that was just, he brought me under his wing. I rode his coattails at the top.
Fantastic. That's the way to do it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Ned Donovan, when I first worked with him,
when
we first became pals, because he was another one that we met through the Cast Junkie server. And he was on my show, and he sent me his audio. He had recorded it in the back room at a shoot that he was doing. So he was doing like a film shoot. And then he recorded his lines in the back room of this area. And he sent me the audio, and it was the first time I had encountered 32 float with the cloud lifter, right? And the SM1. Mm-hmm. And like, I saw no waveform. Like, there was no waveform on this thing. I'm like, what the hell is this? Ned, you gotta, this is, my old brain is breaking right now. He's like, oh, it's there. I'm like, so I get into it, and I just crank the gain all the way up.
All the way.
Right? There's no floor. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. And so he and I laughed. We still laugh about that. I'm like, you taught me something, man. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like always be open to learn, man. You never know what you're going to run into.
Absolutely.
Especially with gear.
So what is your, I feel like you've been into the audio spheres for longer than I've been alive. So what would you say is your experience with using an interface versus using like a USB mic?
Oh, yeah. So in all honesty, I think it comes down to the box you're running off of and whether or not you have a ground. So if you go direct with your microphone USB, like a USB-based microphone, I think you get a lot of electrical interference that's taking place because it's trying to send that back up without having the full interface in play. So you can get like a 60 cycle hum. That's what I've noticed with audio that comes my way.
Yeah.
They're not made as well. They're the microphones themselves, right? They're disposable, for lack of a better term, in many ways.
Right. Yeah, my Blue Snowball Ice was like, I believe it was like $60 or something, real cheap.
Absolutely. And so because they're cheaper, like the components inside may not be that cheap. I'm just going to throw this out there. Mm-hmm. The diaphragm, all that stuff may still be a decent microphone, but it's the case around it's going to be plastic, it'll be loose, you'll get some rattle. You know, there's all kinds of weird things that can happen with some of those cheaper mics.
Mm-hmm.
Using an interface gives you more options. I think that's the thing.
Okay.
When you use an interface, then you can use a microphone that fits the purpose that you're trying to capture.
Mm-hmm.
And you can move it around. Like I have, where is it? And so here's my MXL. This is a MXL 2001. This is a gold diaphragm microphone that I've had since 2001.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And it sounds fantastic.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I love it. I'll just say it. This microphone I didn't pay for because a former employer that I was with bought it so they could run some sort of audio ad for the company, and then the company went under. And so when we were clearing out the office, I'm like, I'm taking the microphone.
Yeah, this is mine now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I also have, I was looking for it just so I could get the number off it, but I have a Shure, it's way over there, but it's a Shure platform mic. It's a floor mic. It's used in theater productions, but I use, you know, where it's just, you see them in conference rooms too, you know, the little pucks. So I use that for my Foley. So I'll put that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll put that in a box or wherever if I'm doing Foley in-house, I'll just put that out so that way it gets the room, you know.
I have a Shure M7. This is the microphone that I've been rocking for years at this point. And I mean, the reason why I asked you about interface versus USB is because this Shure has both. I'm currently using both at the same time right now.
Oh, fantastic.
So I have the USB plugged in because Discord, I don't know what's up with Discord, but like when I speak into the microphone with interface, people are like, I can't hear you, you're too quiet. So I just plug the USB in for that purpose. And then the interface is plugged into Reaper, and I'm recording interface for the final episode. But when I made the switch, like I started with just the Shure with the USB, and then I made the switch to interface a couple years down the line. But I personally haven't noticed much of a difference in the audio quality. Just guys, what Skylar told me was when he sold me the microphone is like, I mean, you can kind of get away with it because you, Chris, have you speak loudly by default. So there's not a lot of like, whatever interference is there is going to be cut out by like how loud you talk.
Absolutely. With a cheaper microphone, you have to drive it more.
Yeah.
So if you have a loud voice, if you know how to project, you can get away with a cheaper mic.
Absolutely.
But people that talk real quiet and they don't know mic etiquette or, you know, distance or how to get within the globe or any of that kind of stuff, they're going to struggle with it. But yeah, I like having the interface because, again, it's the versatility. So I can plug in any XLR-based microphone, phantom power if I need it, and call it good. So
yeah. Because, like, I feel like at the tail end of, like, when I was using the USB, I had in between the Snowball and the Shure, I had a Yeti for a little while. And I feel like during, like, the late Snowball era of my show, like, around, like, second half of season 2 or whatever, I feel like audio quality was pretty all right for what I was working with at the time. Just because, like, my own voice and, like, I learned how to use the microphone to its fullest potential. And I do feel like there's a lot of people who are starting out who are like, oh man, I need to get the best equipment right away or else no one's going to take me seriously. And I'm like, you just need to learn the fundamentals, learn the basics. And, you know, down the line, if this is something that you enjoy doing, you're going to naturally want to invest in better equipment over time. You don't need to start right away. I started with a $60 fucking piece of shit. And that's what got me, like, the first season and a half of my show was recorded on a $60 microphone with a sock as a pop filter. And I feel like those episodes, like some of those later ones, were still damn fine. Like, really, like, audio quality wise, I mean, they're not Shure M7 level, but they were still all right for what I had.
Absolutely.
Just because I learned how to lower the gain for one. And that definitely helped because, like, I naturally speak very loud and I was struggling. Like, my, like, maybe first 2 episodes of just the mic would clip constantly and I would be like, why? What is going on? And then in Audacity, I saw there's a slider for mic gain. I lowered that and it would just, it clicked. It's like, oh shit, I learned something today.
Absolutely. That it's those things you learn to make it happen. You're trying to get a concept or a story or, the theme of a story or what have you to a listener. You want to show them what you have inside your head, right? And
yeah,
sometimes you're not going to have access to that. Like I was telling you about Kaboom. Another thing that we did, was at one point we didn't have a microphone to mic a guitar for some recording. I think this is in my 4-track days. We didn't have a microphone. We're like, we got this acoustic guitar. We need a microphone of something, right? Well, headphones is a microphone. It's just in reverse. So we had a cheap, like Walkman microphone, right? or headphones, and we just popped one of the ears off and just shoved it in the sound hole of the guitar and just plugged it in. And we just had to make sure that it was the right one. It was left. It has to be left because when you plug in that stereo plug into a mono plug, it's only going to take one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but we just shoved that into the sound hole. It sounded really grimy and kind of had a cool sound.
Yeah.
So
I would love to. I'm really interested in hearing some of this earlier stuff of yours if you have that file somewhere.
Yeah, let me see if I can track some of this crap down because absolutely. I may still have.
Roll the clip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he couldn't find the clip. So here's something else. I fucking love oil.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. It's like you find ways to express yourself through audio. I recorded a friend's band on a 4-track. He was doing Blues Traveler covers and
Oh yeah,
I
love Blues Traveler.
Yeah, totally. And so I was out there. I recorded the band, just on stereo, in a 4-track. So I still had 2 tracks open. Well, Jerry and I, we were, 19, 20 years old. So of course we know everything about the world and we're always going to be the best of friends. And we never fight or anything like that. Right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a fallout. I can't remember what it was about. It was something stupid. So I went back. I was still mixing down his tracks. So I went back to the tracks and I laid in some garbage on top of it. I was just screaming and then wailing around on a guitar just to make it sound like shit. And then I mixed it down and sent it to him. And he was so mad. So, of course, gave him a real copy later, but I think I got that floating around. That might actually be out on YouTube. I'll check. Because I think I found the tape later.
Yeah, so he couldn't find the clip.
And I played it, and it's just me, trying to get the 4-track to work because it's the plug wasn't working anymore, is all mangled up.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta angle the fucking wire just right so the connectors and the pins all touch in the right way.
Absolutely, you got to push down on the tape so that way the spindles would still turn. I mean, it was this is the last effort of this thing playing these ever. So
yeah, it's on its last legs for sure.
I'll just throw it on YouTube, so that way it's out there for everybody for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's interesting what you come up with to just make it happen. It's like
Absolutely.
You're down to that last wire.
Yeah, you got a $60 microphone, fucking Audacity 2.4 in a dream, and you just got to do what you got to do, or else like you're honestly like, yeah. I started my podcast during the pandemic, but I was writing scripts for like a year before that. I literally like started in like February of 2019, and then by the time I had finished my 16 episode season of writing all the scripts, the pandemic started just like maybe a few weeks after I finished writing that last episode. And I was like, wow, this is awful that this COVID thing's going around. But I mean, I'm home all day. I have a microphone already. Like, I might as well. Like, I have a lot of free time on my hands. Like, this is perfect timing for me.
Absolutely.
I spent the next 4 months doing, learning Audacity as I went, trial by fire style. And by the end of it, I figured I got a lot better at it over by the end of that 4 month span.
You bet, man. You find out how to just like make things work.
Make it work.
Absolutely.
And, you learn as you go, and things became more efficient as I went, obviously. Do you use Audacity a lot?
I'm actually...
Or ever?
Yeah, I do. And so, because it's just quick and easy, I'm using it right now.
Yeah.
For this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't know about you, but I kind of have a personal grudge against Audacity. I don't know what it is, but like when they rolled out update 3.0.0 or whatever it was,
okay,
they changed their whole fucking thing and like ruined the software for me.
Oh, okay.
Like the file sizes of the projects. Like if I were to edit this interview in Audacity, we're about like an hour and 5 right now. An hour and 5 minute fucking interview in Audacity would probably be like a 10 gigabyte file. And that is unforgivable.
Yeah.
That is literally, there's no excuse. Because Reaper, it's like a few kilobytes.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is what's your fucking problem?
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Audacity, like, I use it to record computer audio. That's all I use it for now. Because I'm sure Reaper has that functionality as well, but I haven't figured it out, and I have Audacity, and if I need to use both at the same time, I have both.
Absolutely. Yeah. With Audacity, it's my go-to for the loop back, right? It's like,
yeah,
I'm with you. And even on here, you were saying that I've been doing audio for a while and what have you. I never figured out how to do it in Reaper either. So I was like, you
got Audacity. You don't need it. Yeah,
exactly.
Like Audacity, it has to fucking pull its weight somehow. And that's the only thing I use it for. I don't even save project files. I just hit record. I have Windows WASP or whatever it is. And I just press play on YouTube or whatever sound effect I need. I record that. And then, I export to WAV file and then I close out. I don't save the project because that shit is a sink on your storage. It's fucking ridiculous how much storage that shit takes.
Absolutely.
Like, if I honestly though, if I never upgraded from 2.4, I don't think I would have made the switch to Reaper. I would have stuck with Audacity, and I don't think I would have grown as a creator because Reaper is fucking so much better in every possible conceivable way.
Absolutely. Reaper's phenomenal.
Bit of a learning curve, but once you learn the basics, you don't really need much else. Like, there's so many different functions and tools and all these bells and whistles that I've never touched and probably never will touch, and I don't need them. I got my compressor, I got my normalizer, I got like a fucking, what's it called, noise reducer, and that's pretty much all I use.
Absolutely. And that may be all you need when you break it down.
Yeah, you don't need much.
No.
You don't need much to make something really nice.
Exactly.
Look at me, a fucking New Jersey WebFest losing show that I am. Like,
well, yeah, it just comes back to GIGO, right? It comes back to garbage in, garbage out. So
yeah,
as long as you're paying attention to your environment and the quality of, it doesn't have to be the quality of the microphone, but the quality of the recording you're getting from your microphone.
Yes.
You want that to sound grungy and nasty. Well, grab a pair of headphones, plug them in. It's what is the sound you're trying to get from it? But it comes down to the room itself. Like when you were talking about like the tapestries behind me, and
yeah,
I was talking with Brad Colebrook, who's a phenomenal sound engineer, and they are I'll show you, even though we're doing audio right now, but you'll see over here, see all the egg crates I got right there?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I ate all those.
Wow, that's a lot of eggs.
I ate all those eggs, right? And Brad was like, there's some people that just put, the regular egg cartons up on the wall and think it's going to work. And I'm like, well, I do that, Brad. And
Does it work?
He's like, and I'm like, don't worry about it. You're right, because you're trying to break the sound wave, right? You're trying to break it up, get it to refract a little bit. So I fill them up with good stuff, the spray insulation.
Okay.
So you just kind of put that into them, so it makes it more solid, and then it's not going to rattle, right? You won't get that rattle.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet, as they say.
Absolutely, and I did a lot.
I used to. I'll admit, I personally, I did also fell victim to this. I put egg cartons on the wall thinking that it would work, and it did not work in any way, so I got rid of them. But what I found was, in my recording space currently, in this room that I'm in, there used to be fucking pictures and family photos and posters and stuff lining the walls, and it just so happened that the way that everything was set up, it was the perfect audio treatment for this room. I had no complaints from anybody in terms of like background or echo or anything, and that kind of got ruined when we took some of the stuff down. So now I do most of my recording for like audio dramas and like voice acting and stuff like that. I go into a closet and I do it there, which it works fucking just as well, if not better.
Absolutely. You hit it. It's the when I've coached new voice actors, when they're like, hey, I want to do this, because I love working with new actors, right? New talent. And just to speak the truth, right? I mean, there's not a whole lot of money in doing what we do, right? I mean, it's really hard to monetize our art, because it's
exactly,
you want people to listen to it.
If you get lucky, you get into a network and you run ads, and maybe you get like a couple $100 every few months.
Absolutely. I mean, that's about all you can do from it.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking with them about how they can, work with the sound in their room, the two biggest things I ask them is, look at your desk that you have in front of your screen. Like, a lot of refraction you're going to get from the table. So look at that. Maybe just take a towel and just put it on the table. Sometimes that gets that quick bounce to go away. And then the other thing is, look behind you. So if you can put some stuff behind you and on the table, it'll kill pretty much everything. So that usually gets rid of the bounce.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I have this mouse pad. It's like I have a merch store, and so like I just it's called Fourth Wall.
The wizardschoolshop.fourthwall.com.
They do a lot of cool stuff. Like, you just basically upload PNGs to the site, and then like they print it and send it to you.
Oh, cool.
And so I have this big fucking mouse pad, and I feel like something like that would help a lot, like in that case, because my desk is a granite countertop essentially.
Absolutely, yeah.
The mouse pad, definitely, yeah. I've noticed, like, actually, since I got it, now that you mentioned that might have contributed for sure. And also, I do my recording standing up, so I'm a little bit further away from it.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. Both those factors are going to help.
That's definitely something I'm going to keep in mind. I'm eventually going to move out of this house, and I'm going to have to set up a new studio, a new recording area, and I'm definitely going to keep some of that in mind for sure.
Absolutely.
Behind me and on the desk below me. That's definitely things I wouldn't have considered, to be honest. I was just thinking about the walls and in front of me, to my left and to my right. I wouldn't have thought behind me would also have an effect, but you mentioned that it definitely makes sense that it would.
You bet, because the sound itself is going to be bounced. It's like coming out of the back of your head and through the front.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know why, but that's just what I've noticed.
I used to use, it's like basically like a small box that I put the microphone in with foam padding inside of it. What do you think of that? What is that?
Yeah. Joel, you can do that. So if you look at my rig I got here, right? I got the pop filter.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty standard, right? You can make that out of a coat hanger and some nylon if you need
sock.
it. Yeah. Put a sock through it, then you're talking through it, it's fine. this right here, you can kind of see that.
I see.
Yeah, that is, well, here, I think I can show you. So you can see how it's foam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See how it's acoustic foam, and it just kind of cups around it.
Honestly, maybe I should, when I eventually get a new space, that might be something I look into, because I do have this foam padding. I basically, like, when I got this boom arm, I basically, like, stopped using the box just because, like, I have a boom arm now. It's got to be mobile, be able to go up and down. So I do think, I still have the foam padding though.
Yeah.
So I could just, like, rig something up. That would be cool to try out.
Absolutely. Yeah. See what you can do to, again, just break up the bounce. I got a 2 foot by 2 foot piece of acoustic foam that I have on the floor that I just pick up and
floor
move.
Too.
Yeah. I just pick it up and move it. I'm like, I'm hearing something stupid. I'll just kind of put it over here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be yelling in the room, that's going to bounce off the monitors. It's going to bounce off all that stuff. So I'll hit record, put that in front of the monitors, and then scream.
Yeah. So we've been going for a little bit now. I think we're going to start wrapping up here. Do you have any, like, closing remarks, any final thoughts, or anything that maybe we didn't touch on that maybe you wanted to talk about before we end off?
Yeah. I would encourage anybody that wants to get into audio and what have you, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at mike@goodhamproductions.com. You can reach out with any questions you have, any ideas you have. I'm always happy to chat as time allows. Just bear with me. It takes me a little bit to get back to you. It's just because I have things going on. Also, keep an ear out for more shows coming your way. I got another season of Dice Tower Theater coming out. That's going to be season 7. That will be Patreon only. I do have the first 6 seasons available on streaming, but from here out, I'm probably going to just be releasing that through the Patreon to try and give back to my cast, if nothing else.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah. That's totally.
Absolutely. I hopefully, that's agreeable to everybody, but yeah, you get 13 hours for free right now. So, but yeah, that's what I got going on right now. So reach out if there's anything that you need help with, or if you have any questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely, if I'm stuck anywhere, I definitely would be interested. You're a really, really, really nice guy. I'm really glad that we met at the festival, and like, we actually stayed in touch. I think you're probably one of the only ones that I've actually, like, followed up with, and actually they responded back.
Well, thanks, Chris. I think your show's awesome. I think you're a great person. Had fun hanging out with you and talking, while we were there. And
likewise, you have a really good voice. You should get into podcasting.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I might just do that. What's podcasting again?